Hello everyone, this is video for week number 3. We're starting a new unit, a new topic. As you can see, it's simple past, unit 8 in your book. So let's get started with the verb to be. As you know, it has two forms in the past, was and were. I was, he was, she was, it was, you were, we were, they were. So in affirmative, we have this example over here, they were friends, and in negative, she wasn't happy. So the negative was not or wasn't, were not or weren't. And we have there was and there were. This is the past of there is, there are. Remember, there is and there are. So in Spanish, it would be, there was would be había, habían, o hubo. Okay? So it's to talk about something that existed in the past. So when I was a little girl, in my room, there was a TV and there were a lot of toys, but there wasn't a computer in my room and there weren't any books. So as you can see, there was is for singular, a TV, a computer, just one, and there were is for plural, a lot of toys, any books. So in negative, there wasn't or there was not. In negative, there weren't or there were not. Okay? So this is only for verb to be, but what happens with all the other verbs? Well, they need this auxiliary did. This do not need the auxiliary did because verb to be is already the auxiliary, okay? But here, for all the other verbs, we use did in the negative and in the questions. This week, we are not seeing the questions, only affirmative and negative. Questions is the topic for next week. So, as you know, we have two types of verbs. We have regular verbs that end in ed and irregular that always change, and you need to learn them by heart. In English, we say learn by heart. In Spanish, it's machetear or aprender de memoria. That's how you can learn because there is no rule for irregular verbs. So in affirmative, he worked yesterday. In negative, you didn't study. These are regular verbs. Work, worked, worked. Study, studied, studied. And irregulars as drink, drank, drunk. Buy, bought. So the affirmative, we drank a lot of water. And in negative, I didn't buy anything. Okay? Now notice how we use didn't, and this verb is not in past because we don't have double past. You already have the past here. You don't need it here. You didn't study. And here it's the same. I didn't buy. Simple form. You don't need it in past. Okay? You need it in the simple form. I know that you may think that irregular verbs are more difficult, but this is not always true because regular ed verbs also have some rules. About spelling or how to write the verbs, we normally add ed. So work, we add ed, worked. But if a verb ends in e, we only add d. Dance already has an e, so just the d, danced. If it ends in a consonant y, so consonant y, we change the y to I and then an ed. So try, tried, okay? Or study, studied. When a verb ends in a vowel and y, we add ed. So play, played. We don't change this. We just add ed because this is a vowel, okay? So play, played, enjoy, enjoyed. And when a verb ends in a consonant, vowel consonant, CVC, consonant, vowel consonant, we double the final consonant. So stop, stopped, double P, plan, planned, double N, and etc. As you can see, we use some words for referring to the past. So here we have yesterday, but there are many past time expressions. So for example, last night, last week, last month, last year, last summer, last winter, last fall. Yesterday, and you can be more specific, yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening. So we don't say yesterday night because that would be last night, okay? So it's not very common. It's not correct. We also have ago, 2 days ago, 3 weeks ago, 5 years ago, and we have more specific in 1990 and the 1980s, yes, all the decade of the 1980s, in the 18th century. So This is a little bit more specific when talking about the past. So here's the summary. We have verb be, was and were, and we have all other verbs that can be regular or can be irregular. And this will be it for this week. So your homework will be to complete a chart of irregular verbs. You also have to do a timeline, and you have to practice some regular verbs too, some pages from the book, and prepare any questions that you have or any doubts for the video session or the video conference on Wednesday, okay? And I'll see you there. Goodbye and have a nice rest of the week.